2020 finally coming to the end. What a crazy year, right guys? First of all, I wanted to thank all of you for the support, for all the comments, engagement, just for being in our community. In this video, we will review Roofing Insights YouTube channel. I will show you my best and worst videos. In my opinion, we'll share some crazy backend stories, share some insights that you guys did not know about, some stories about interviews and people who came to our channel we collaborated with. Thank you so much for coming. Let's go. First, I wanted to start with the discovery of the year. You see here we have best of Roofing Insights interviews, and we have top 2 videos. I had hard time to pick one. One of them is John Houghtaling, another one LC Nussbeck. LC Nussbeck is probably #1 discovery of the year for me. One of the most professional people in the industry. Before I met LC, I've heard so many rumors. Obviously, the guy built several huge companies, 100 million plus. One of the most controversial people in the industry. Obviously, you've heard a talk in my interview with Joe Radcliffe, one of the opponents in the marketplace of LC Nussbeck. When I went to meet LC, I did not want to think about how it's gonna go, but LC was so nice and so professional, invited us in his house. Interview is actually taking place in his basement. We met his wife, we met his kids. One of the coolest names in business, Matt Sky. He named the company, if you watch the interview, after his daughters. So one of the things that I personally learned about LC Nussbeck is your perception sometimes can be absolutely wrong. And out of all people in the industry, if I was wrong about someone, it probably would be someone like LC. I'm here to tell you, don't judge people. Don't judge people at all. It's bad practice, but also don't judge book by the cover. This guy is so professional. He could not make it to our conference, but I wanted to read his message, how he canceled it. On October 19, over 30 days before the conference, he sent me this message. Hope you're doing well, friend. Wanted to give you a heads up as early as I could so you can find a replacement speaker. Unfortunately, due to personal reasons, I won't be able to speak at your upcoming conference. My sincere apologies, LC. And from the moment that we agreed to do this interview to this last text message, always been professional, always reply on time, never stood me up, and this is what I appreciate about people in business. If you say you're gonna do something, just do it. Next to LC, you can see John Houghtaling. According to your comments, that was your discovery of the year. I've received so many compliments on this interview. Huge lawyer, fights the good fight, say it how it is. If you are in insurance restoration industry, John Houghtaling and LC Nussbeck absolutely must watch interviews. Next category is company tour of the year. We have visited over 20 businesses in 2020. What I've noticed as a trend, when you don't like something, when you don't like drama, when you don't like us calling someone out, you're quick to comment, quick to hate, quick to share that you don't like that content. But when you do like something, when you see company tour like Apple Roofing only getting 10,000 views in 7 months, and then you have Best Damn Roofer fight that gets 10,000 views in 2 days, what do you think, what kind of message you send to us? Because if you're engaging on a negative content or something you don't like, and you don't engage on the positive content that you do like, you're actually sending message to us as a creator. You send a message to YouTube, what content you want to consume more. So if you want more content, make sure you engage with that content. Apple Roofing was absolutely amazing. I remember I was impressed, probably just like you are. I did not feel like we were in roofing business. It felt like we were in some kind of tech company business. They do everything right. They branded themselves really well. Materials there, trucks, everything. I mean, picture perfect business. We obviously all appreciate it. But here's another gem. Do you remember this guy? I understand that for a lot of you who chase dollar signs, who chase volume and numbers, $35 million Apple Roofing sounds like, oh, that's what I want to be. But I was more impressed with the $6 million roof repair business than I did at $35 million Apple roofing business. Here's why. These guys do everything right and do small ticket items. They sell a lot of repairs, and per year they might not do 30 million yet, but they only have been in business for 3 years, and guess what? They have over 1,000 Google reviews. How many businesses do you know in general, like in any space, not only in roofing and construction, with over 1,000 Google reviews? I don't know. I mean, how many 1,000 plus Google reviews companies have come to you and share with you their knowledge, how they do their stuff? Scam alert of the year right here.
You guys all think we know who allegedly I'm talking about here.
Joshua Waxman.
They had all these people save my name, but none of them are my clients.
Yeah, I had to deal with Josh Waxman.
Joshua Waxman.
Mr. Waxman. Josh Waxman.
I've none of them have ever worked for me. So it's just the internet nowadays.
Joshua went head to head with Rigsby. Cameron Rigsby also scammed a lot of people, but not at this scale. I understand that a lot of you guys hate this content, but you need to understand where we're coming from. You have 150 contractors who got scammed by one. This guy needed to be stopped. Someone had to do what we did. To this day, he's still not stopped. To this day, he's still sending messages, trying to sell. He agreed 3 times to the interview and never showed up or canceled last moment. The point is, we hate drama. It's very hard content for us to make. It's actually exhausting our entire team because yes, we're all getting entertained by comments, by engagement, but after 2 days of wrestling with a pig, you get dirty, you get exhausted, you get tired. I want you to understand why it's happening. If we publish videos like American Home Contractors and there's no engagement, video just goes, you've seen it, 2,600 views in 7 months, just nothing happening. And then we publish something like this, usually the reason it goes viral because you comment, you engage, you share, you interact with that content. Now, person who we usually call out almost all the time comes back with a response, right? When they come with a response, they usually try to flip it on us. And every single person I call out this year actually tried to expose me. Joshua Waxman was one of them. We're going to expose roofing insights. We're going to expose Dmitry. And drama begins. And when that's happening, more people, everybody have a hater. If you do a lot of things, if you're in the YouTube and social media space, if you're an influencer, you will have haters, just name of the game. We didn't want to start a war. We wanted to do what's right. Again, we never call out someone to belittle them. We never wanted to offend them personally. We want them to do what's right. To this day, if Joshua Waxman comes to us and say, Dmitry, here's the business plan, I'm going to repay people. Not only I'm going to delete the videos, but I will help him to become better. And our job and our mission with the scam alert videos is to change the scammer, to go and make it right with the people he stole money from. That's the ultimate goal. Joshua Waxman was not able to provide even 3 positive feedback, 3 referrals from 150 clients.
I'm a little weird.
How bad can you be if you cannot find 3 people out of 150 who hired you to speak highly of you, or just to even say yeah, I would recommend him or I would buy it from him again. Next category is work-life balance. We've done a lot of very personal interviews. Top 2, Brent Simmons and Harris Rosen right there. Again, very underrated video. You can see only 1,300 views. If you want to figure out work-life balance or hear amazing American success story, go visit this interview. Harris is amazing. He is founder and owner of Rosen Hotels, home of Roofing Process Conference. But here's the story. When I was interviewing Harris, He is 82 years old. It was so heavy on me. As I'm listening to his story, he has kids and currently divorced. His wife left him. He got married when he was older. She was much younger than him, and he was always working all his life, 7 days a week, sleeping in his hotel that he owned. As a matter of fact, he first time purchased a house because when he proposed to his future wife, she asked him where they're gonna live. He said, here. She's like, I'm not living in a hotel with you. And you can hear the full story in the interview. And I remember listening to him during the interview, is this how I'm gonna end up? Because this is how I am, like work, 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 right? And then at the end of the conversation, I asked him a question. If he would do anything different, if he would have to start over. And his answer absolutely amazed me. He said, I don't think so. This is how I'm wired. This is who I am. He has 4,000 employees, very good relationship with kids. He couldn't stop working. They went to college, and essentially his wife wanted to travel, and they separated. Where is that line? How much money do you need? Where do you stop? Where do you draw the line? What's important, what's not important? You have to figure out for yourself, but interviews like this, they help you to understand yourself and help you understand business and how you run your business. Next, I wanted to share Best Damn Roofer story. You guys seen the video. A lot of people send us message or commenting that they did not appreciate how scripted it was. Kareem Hunter was probably the biggest hater. After he didn't show up for the conference, he messaged me, actually sent me a video saying, Dmitry, after I saw Best Damn Roofer fight, I'm glad I didn't come to a conference. Here's the back-end story of this video right here. Best Damn Roofer could not get a guitar on the plane from Canada to conference. So he arrived in Orlando, came to me, he's like, hey, what do you want me to do? Can I go buy a guitar? I'm like, sure. He bought $97 guitar. After 2 days of the conference, so conference was already over, it was like 7 p.m. on the second day. We're about to go to Opa, Greek restaurant, for the final after party. And he comes to me before we head out, he's like, what do you want me to do with the guitar I purchased? I'm like, I don't know, like, what can you do? He's like, well, we can sell it, we can do, something with it. And I was thinking, it's $97, and you're a creator, I'm a creator, let's do something funny, let's break it in some funny way. He's like, okay, we'll come up with something. Next thing, we're leaving hotel, we're going to Opa, and Adam Sant, already at the restaurant, comes to me, he's like, Dmitry, I talked to Josh, and he said that he wants to do this thing with you. He wants you to fight him and break this guitar on him. Are you okay with that? I'm like, sure. So they staged it all outside. The whole video, start to finish, and the scripting part took about 10 minutes. So they came to me, Adam took the lead. He's like, I'm gonna just record it, like we're talking, then Best Damn Roofer walks by. They put some tables by the wall. Everything was staged. We did it for two reasons. Number one, is to do something with the guitar. Number two, to entertain our crowd. But unfortunately, a lot of you just reacted that it's a drunk party. If you look at this, there's no drunk party. Everybody was so civil, so nice. And again, the whole thing was 10 minutes. It was absolutely fun. Just wanted to share a story with you. Product review of the year, DEWALT cordless nailer. I think technology obviously is going towards anything cordless. I love cordless tools. After this, I purchased DEWALT cordless chainsaw. Love that thing. We want more manufacturers come up with roofing nailers. DEWALT was pleasant surprise for us. Obviously, product tool of the year. Next, I would like to share how many cease and desist letters I have received from companies like Green Sky. Mike Powers and 2Surf sent me one. Obviously Joshua Waxman.
Be professionally aggressive.
And few more. So when you're in this space, you obviously going to be called out a lot by lawyers. People try to threaten you with a legal action, like Leaf Solutions sent me one, or one of the employees of Leaf Solutions say, hey, I'm on this video, make sure you take me down. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to take you down. You work for company, you have to stand up for what you do. If I would go back and change anything not to get them, I probably wouldn't, because when you're fighting the good fight and you feel like you're changing the industry, you're exposing something that's really dark and dirty, what to be ashamed of. We've been getting a lot of requests saying, hey, talk about this contractor, he's not paying me. Well, are you willing to file a lien? Are you willing to take him to small claims? Are you willing to do your part? You need to understand, Roofing Insights is not he said, she said. When we do investigation, that's investigation. We look at the invoices, we look at dates, we interview both parties. We don't take sides. And if we interview you and you have this story and we call your boss or other party and they have their story, we're going to share both stories. If you're not willing to give me any facts, if you're not willing to put your name on it, then don't do it. We will never take a story if you're not willing to do your part. Here's my personal video of the year, Shingle Guide 2020. In 2021, we're going to give you more shingle guides. So we're doing Shingle Guide 2021, HDZ already in it. We're going to bring you a new siding guide. We're going to bring you new marketing guide with the next couple of weeks. I will share all the platforms and how we review and rank them against each other. Something I'm very proud of. You need to understand something like Roofing Shingle Guide takes about 2-3 weeks to complete. We do a lot of data. There's a lot of research, a lot of phone calls. Everybody has a vote. Everybody has input. We listen to you. If you make a recommendation or suggestion how should we compare shingles moving forward, we will take that into consideration. And the last one for today is argument of the year.
I remember the first time I bought a Rolex and I was like, oh gosh. And for a week I was so happy and then depressed again.
I saved best for last. Obviously, if you follow me on other social media other than YouTube, you've heard Rolex versus Chick-fil-A battle. What happened is, if you remember, in March, we have interviewed Mr. Lee, and during the interview he told us he wants to become Grant Cardone of roofing industry. Would you consider yourself as a Grant Cardone of roofing industry?
I'm American. I'm a capitalist pig.
Which is right there within his character. He is Grant Cardone. Perception is there. But this post was very different. Here's the post. Without RRCA family, I'm nothing. We're a new standard for growth and service in contracting. Our mission is to become the Chick-fil-A of roofing. When I heard it, when I read it, I was puzzled. 6 months ago, you wanted to become Grant Cardone. Today, you're Chick-fil-A. And it's all in perception, right? Lee Haight does not have a perception of Chick-fil-A. You are not who you say you are. You are what Google say you are. I mean, I love motivation. I love self-talk. But when you go publicly and say that you are, your mission is become Chick-fil-A of roofing, I wish you best of luck, and I want to make it straight. I wish Lee nothing but success. I want you, Lee, to become Chick-fil-A of roofing industry. But you're not today. And what happened next actually is a direct proof of that. With the next 2 days, I've received so many hate and messages from RRCA employees. They actually showed their true colors. So I did a post about Chick-fil-A and saying Chick-fil-A is the third largest franchise in the country and they don't give out Rolexes. And I think it actually has a backstory even before this post. We did an interview here in Minnesota with Ryan, owner of Gen X Roofing, and in the interview he said that Rolex will not make me happy.
I remember the first time I bought a Rolex and I was like, oh gosh. And for a week I was so happy and then depressed again.
I will not make you happy. And here Lee saying, while Rolex might not make you happy, giving away 17 of them will make you jump for joy. Incredibly grateful for families that are dedicated to our mission. And the post goes on. And I made a post that Chick-fil-A is third largest franchise in the country and they don't give out Rolexes. Well, a lot of people got offended by that. And the way, it's okay to have a talk about our mission statements or how we do our businesses, but when you start calling people names, when you start being very nasty online, it shows the culture of the company. You can right now go to Chick-fil-A and write like the most hateful message and stand in front of it and say, I hate Chick-fil-A. And you're still probably gonna get a smile and, Pleasure to serve you. Chick-fil-A stands for culture. Chick-fil-A stands for service. Here's the truth about RRCA, and I'm not calling them out, it's just the facts. Like, they have 4.1 rating on Google. They don't even have 100 Google reviews. If you guys watched earlier, we have companies who do 20 times less than them, and they do 1,000 reviews online. Chick-fil-A would never do open confrontation with a homeowner. And Lee is running ads on Facebook, being proud if somebody tried to punch him in the face. So if you want to be Chick-fil-A of roofing industry, you have to act like Chick-fil-A of roofing industry. People have to recognize it. People have to talk about you, that you're Chick-fil-A of roofing industry. You cannot talk about yourself, what you're gonna do. And lastly, I never talk about what I'm going to do. I'm just gonna go and do it. And if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. When I started Roofing Insights, I did not tell people that I'm going to be #1 YouTuber in the space. I did not tell people I'm going to build something massive. I just went in and I grinded for 3 years, and then magic happened. So if you want to build Chick-fil-A, don't tell people you're going to build Chick-fil-A. Just start the grind. My message to Lee and RRCA, be professional, guys. People read your comments. If you're proud of your culture, people will see that culture. But if one quote, one message, one question sparks so much hate on your end, in your culture, in your company, I'm asking you, why is that? What culture values do you have? Why your sales guys are so pissed over one post that doesn't even mention your name or your company name? Rolex or Chick-fil-A? Guys, comment below what you think about Roofing Insights year in review. Comment below what videos did you like the most? What content you want us to produce more in 2021? We read our comments, we'll listen to you, and you are in charge of our content. I'll see you guys next year.